Down here, there's all kinds of salacious things going on. People eating potato crisps, scones and jam with cream on the wrong side. It's just unspeakable. No, that's okay, that's okay. Yeah, I realized when we were halfway through the tarantella that I forgot to tell you that the large spider bites you and you then dance a dance that actually you can dance faster and faster until you expire, which is something else to complain about your holiday, if you want. But you can hear that what good use Tchaikovsky made of that marvelous piece. So we're getting ready now for the grand climax of our Tchaikovsky Gala, 50 years of it too. Now, if the beady-eyed amongst you might see an interloper at the back of the percussion section wearing dark clothes and coming in ever so incognito and waving. He's a very, very well-paid electrical engineer, and what he does is he comes in and he inserts like it looks a little bit like a power cord into a socket, and then the cannons are made possible. We don't have a spare cannon shot, do we? Is it possible? Could we get do we have a spare cannon shot? We only have the right number. That's a shame. That's a shame. We have 16 cannon shots. No room for error. And at the right moment, it's no job for a grown man, but what do you do? Not only that, 6 years at Juilliard. Now, the thing about the 1812 Overture is that it was composed in 1882, and the idea was to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the unsuccessful invasion of Russia by Napoleon Bonaparte and his forces. I must apologize, first of all, to anybody who is French here tonight, because there's nothing about this story that's going to make you feel good. I apologize for that, but you know, it's only history. It's just... There are, however, a few things which I'd like to point out because of our French neighbors from back home, that actually the Marseillaise is quoted in this piece. Tchaikovsky used it to represent the French, but in fact the Marseillaise was actually banned by Napoleon Bonaparte and wasn't in use during his imperial army's reign, or reign of chaos, I might say, in Europe. So it is wrongly quoted in here. It's a piece of fake news. But don't worry, if I hadn't told you this, somebody from UCLA would have told you on the way out. The other thing you need to know is that, aren't you the same chap that opened that bottle? Sounds like it's all gone already. At the very beginning of this piece, we have solos for violas and cellos. You'll find them situated down here. The cellos are here in the prominent position, and the violas we've buried away over here. There's good reasons for that, but we needn't go into that now. Viola's a marvelous instrument. It's a really fantastic instrument. Some people think you have to be sad and desperate to play the viola. It's not true. You don't have to be desperate. Now, at the beginning, they play God Save the Violas from the... God Save the right. What is it? God Save the Tsar from the violas, on the violas, and the cellos at the very beginning. And we hear this chorale at the end of the piece when we're going pretty crazy. We have bells situated over here. These represent the massed church bells of the city of Moscow and St. Petersburg and goodness knows where else, all of which were rung to celebrate the defeat of Napoleon and his army. And other things you perhaps need to know about this piece are that there's a slow section where actually the officers say goodbye to the ladies who are going, officers say goodbye to the ladies because the officers are going off to fight the war, and the ladies are staying at home and the officers imagine that they're going to miss them. So what happens is that there's this gorgeous romantic melody on the violins, and in fact all the strings play the romantic melody, but this marvelous romantic melody is heard, and they go off and they have a brief skirmish. You know, the timpani and the percussion introduce the military skirmish at the very beginning. And then there's another brief moment where the romantic melody returns, but somehow, I guess like all battlefields, it's very, very quiet for a moment. We hear the tuba sounding for a second, and then there's a brief melody which sounds like a folk melody, like a shepherd or some such thing in the middle of the fields, where it's very quiet, and neither side can see the other one. And then gradually the skirmish begins. By now, our fireworks at the top of the bowl will be going crazy, and you can get some sense of the colour schemes that perhaps wouldn't have been there on that particular day in 1812. I should also say, for those of you who are confused and think the War of 1812 was fought between the British and the Americans, I'd like to apologise for that. We really didn't mean to burn down the White House. It was a gross mistake. At least we left the airports alone on that visit. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture.